and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, happy Thursday. God, yes. Thursday. One more day. Happy Thursday out there. I hope it finds you well. The rain is coming to the Valley of the Sun. Monsoon season. Let's hope. We know, if you've been following the whole water thing, I hope it rains a lot. Good luck, Lake Powell, right? We'll see. Do you think electricity's expensive now? Have Lake Powell stop producing power and see what happens. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. Of course, gold, silver, platinum and palladium when it's available. We do crypto, right? We have Orem. We have Iskander, Texacoin. We can't buy Texacoin right now. A couple of quick updates, more updates. We've hired a couple more developers. As you know, we've taken all development in-house because, we got a lot to do. For those of you with Android apps for your wallets, everything is done. It's approved. We're doing a couple more tests because we may go to where it'll all, you know how you have the apps and every once in a while you got to do an update? We want to make sure, because it's your wallet, right? So we want to make sure it's absolutely foolproof. And then Bobby's going to make a determination in the next day or two if we're going to turn it on or not turn that on. Be nice if we could turn it on, then we don't have to mess with it. We'll just do the updates, and it automatically will update everyone's wallet. But very, very soon, that will be same thing. Blockchain Mint, brand new things coming for blockchain. Now, Blockchain Mint, if you guys use Blockchain Mint, you may lose the coins and have to reload them. So be prepared. That may happen. Bobby's trying to avoid it, but that may happen. That may happen, and then going forward, it won't happen anymore. But those two things are front and center. Also today, we are now officially in beta test mode for Nectar Pay. My group is involved in that. We actually are lined up a business that's going to serve as our guinea pig for us. And actually, there's going to be several across the country, one of them being here, where we tie into the POS. What reports do they want to see? All that stuff. So really exciting because we want to get all of this stuff worked out ahead of time, and sometimes we haven't been the greatest in doing that, right? We're trying to be better this time around. So when we roll it out, we know exactly what to expect. We've started hiring 2 new customer service people just for Iskander. We have also started hiring customer service people for Nectar Pay. So really a lot of good things happening on that front. And, of course, Orem, we got the update with Mike yesterday. A lot of great things there, too. Right? Hey, I'm getting ready to make the jump into the zoo spot. So I'll let you know how that goes as well. And for those of you out there, and I know there are some of you out there that are wanting to possibly sell Texacoin and use some of that for Orem, I wouldn't, only because I think you're going to see a 1,000x return here very, very quickly. Now, I don't know that, but that's what I think. Because I do think, we're on the drive to 5, and we've got a bunch of great things happening. The call tonight, if you guys want to check that out, right? It's a everybody call tonight, so you may want to tune into that, those Zoom calls that Bobby does. But I'll do it for you, and I'll give you the abbreviated version because, he gets sidetracked, right? He gets sidetracked. I'll condense it down for you later in the week. But if you want to do that, and let's just pick a number. If you're going to sell at least 5,000 coins or more, call me. Call me, and maybe we'll be able to work it out to where I'll get you a price. Because, if you sell, if you're going to sell like 10,000 coins on the exchange, you're either going to have to wait with this sale limit, or you're going to drive the price down, and then it's going to just pop right back up on you. But I may have a way of doing that works well for you and also works well for somebody looking to buy a lot of Texas coin. So keep that in mind. 800-951-0592. When we get back, we got a bunch of ground to cover. We did have, yesterday we had the producer prices. Today we did get jobless claims. But there's unfortunately a big war news update. Let's just hope cooler heads prevail. So I will give you the latest there as we're back to the threat. Remember, I don't know, it was a couple months ago, right? Hey, we're going to blow up the bridges. We're going to blow up the power plants. We're going to blow up the water. I guess we're back to that. We'll keep our eyes peeled. And, we slapped a tariff on somebody yesterday as well. I'll tell you who it is. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Got so many things. We got to get to the Treasury Secretary. Interesting gold comments again yesterday. But let's take a quick look at the market. The Dow's up 150, but the S&P's down 13. The Nasdaq's down 226. 10-year note going back the wrong way again, 458. By the way, the Japanese 10-year 272. Bankruptcy skyrocketing in Japan because of the yen, right? Interest rates higher, the yen still falling. So it's got a lot of businesses now in trouble there. Major update in Korea in a second here. Crude oil, I'm going to call it flat, which is pretty good here, right below $80, 85 for Brent. Unfortunately, unleaded gas is higher, 331. Diesel, 402, and those are wholesale prices, 402 on diesel. Yeah, I saw diesel today, 519 here. By the way, the Japanese yen, 162.5. Gold down 60, right at 4,000. Not unexpected with the news that we're going to share here in a minute. Silver right at $56. Silver Eagles. Go, 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 go. $12.95. U.S. Silver Eagles. Get them. Buy them. Put them away. $5 Liberties. $5 Liberties today, 1,050. 1,050. $5 libs. That's 4,200. Gold's 4,000. You get 4 pieces instead of 1. I mean, a $20 gold piece, $41.95. What a deal. It's incredible the deals that have been. And it's summer, right? It's not. Everyone's like checked out. It's hotter than Hades out there. Everybody wishes they were on vacation. Jump in here. We did get disappointing pending home sales today. I don't know. Just expensive. Pending home sales. Now, this is the big home market down almost 5.5% in June. And, of course, interest rates didn't start falling till kind of like the later in June. Much worse than expected. They were only expecting 0.5%. And now, believe it or not, I didn't think we could do worse than last year. Over the past 12 months, the index is now down It's down 0.3, which, okay, it's not horribly down, but had been up all year. But just a really, really tough housing environment. And then on top of that, President Trump yesterday, a 25% tariff on Brazil. He did carve out 3 exceptions. Coffee, right? We gotta. Coffee's already expensive, right? Okay, I don't want to make everybody mad. Beef, right? We already know the situation there. Oh, and some of the ethanol imports. Everything else, apparently 25%. The big issue here, according to Marco Rubio's post, is that Lula, the president of Brazil, is an unhinged socialist. Well, we don't like who's running Brazil. Let's just call that what it is. And we've entered into this thing, guys. I know that a lot of people, and I feel this way sometimes as well. God, I'm tired of us getting the ass end of all these deals. Right? And yeah, finally Trump's saying, we're not going to take it. Guys, they screwed us. This was the plan all along. They were never, the whole intention was to give these countries ridiculously good deals. Why? Because they wanted to print all of this money and say there was no inflation. That's what they did. We are just dumb enough to buy it. I mean, remember the unions telling us how much they loved free trade? Remember? Remember all you UAW workers? Right? How about all the union workers that, we used to make stuff here like socks and underwear and T-shirts, right? Yeah, they're all gone. They're all gone. What was the trade-off? Well, the trade-off was simple. They went from like $3 trillion into debt to $40 trillion. Unfortunately, now we're like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't fair. Here's a tariff. I don't know how that fixes inflation. It doesn't fix inflation. And I guess here's the problem, right? At the end of the day, none of them want to buy any more dollars anyway, right? That's the other problem. But essentially, sticking a tariff on, well, we just don't like them. Here's a tariff. Long term, probably not great. But then the new elephant in the room. The president the other day, I guess yesterday, said that, we've been bombing them again 5 straight days in a row. Iran is not relenting. Strait of Hormuz is closed. They're attacking ships. Yesterday, the president threatened that the bridges and energy infrastructures are going to be hit next. Iran has responded this morning to that threat. And they said that they will destroy all infrastructure throughout the region if the president goes through with this. So here we are again. And I actually believe the Iranians will do it. Right? And what are they going to hit? I'm imagining they're going to hit oil, things of that nature. Obviously Saudi Arabia is probably the biggest target out there, but let's hope it doesn't happen. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But this is kind of where we're back to this same line where Iran's not going to give in, which we've been saying forever, right? They're not going to do, they don't care. They don't care. So we'll see. This is why gold is down today, just in case. But it's Thursday, so you know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is Friday. It could be a very interesting weekend. My belief is we will do what we always do and not do it. We will threaten to do it, and we're not going to do it simply because we don't want to pay the price of doing it. Because we could. Listen, we know this. We can bomb Iran right now. We could turn the lights out. We could turn the water off. We could turn the oil off. Unfortunately, we can't stop Iran from doing the same things in all these other countries. And I know some of you think, because you don't understand, oh, well, we'll just shoot them all down. No, you know where all of our stuff to shoot them down? They're at our bases, right? We're trying to protect Americans. They're not in the middle of the desert where there's an oil pumping facility, right? They're not there. There's not enough of them to be everywhere. And this is the problem. And so we'll see what happens, right? But, you know, Iraq has already suspended all oil loadings after a drone hit on an oil tanker at its Basra terminal. We'll see, again, what's going to happen next here. But that's where we are in all the threats, right? So the threat level has gone up several notches, and now Iran, I guess, has said the ultimate response, I dare you, right? I mean, that's where we're at, right? Iran basically this morning said, I dare you. I dare you to do it, right?
So I saw an interview with one of their leaders, their military leaders, and the guy's explaining Iran's position and how when they took leadership out at the beginning of this thing, how they were already ready for that. They're broken into 32, let's just call them states militarily. All of them can operate individual of the other 31. And they were talking about the war. This guy was interviewing this Iranian leader, and he said, well, it sounds like the way it's set up, the only way to really take you guys down would be a ground assault. And this is what the Iranian general guy said. He's like, we're waiting for them. We're waiting for it. We're ready and we're waiting. And you can't just take out 6, 7, 10 of these things, because the remainder all can operate independent or together with the other units. And this is not these guys have been preparing for decades, while America has just been sort of, I guess, going off the rep. And the whole thing is, it comes down to what Joe and I talk about every day. It comes down to economics. $20,000 drones is blocking $1 million missiles. America and the banking system, the worldwide banking system, has created an unwinnable situation because the military-industrial complex has been fattening their budget every year. Look at our military budget to build bigger, huger things that blow up bigger, but don't do anything about an actual, and you can say you can beat somebody up, but until you get into the fight and someone hits you really hard, it's like, maybe I shouldn't have got involved in fighting. I'm not really good at it. America's good at fighting, but I mean, ground wars, there's just not a stomach for it, Joe. And it looks like a very ugly situation that this particular conflict may change a lot geopolitically from now on, Joe.
We'll see what happens. We did get retail sales today. It sucked. Just a tough report today. A big slowdown in the growth of retail sales. Further complicated by grocery stores down 1.8%. 8% in June. Grocery prices up 33% in the last 6 years. It's up so much more than that. But okay, even though they said, listen, what cost $300 now costs $400. I'm like, yeah. You may have missed that by a little bit, but yeah, it's, I don't know. We need growth, guys. I don't know where it's going to come from. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back.
Yes, ma'am.
800-951-0592. Hurry. Gold 4,015. Again, $5 liberties. 1,050. 1,050. It's nuts. That's $185 over spot right now. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy how close to spot that is. U.S. Silver Eagles. We really hurry on this one. 1,295 silver. Silver moves so fast. It's crazy, right? It was down $2. Felt like 50 seconds ago, more than $2. Now it's down less than $1.50 here, 56.40. So U.S. Silver Eagles, 1,295. U.S. $5 gold liberties, right? Those are the old ones, 1866 to 1907, at $1,050. And really quickly, because there's a lot. I told you there was a lot. Do you know in South Korea today, they're now saying 1 in 30 Koreans are getting margin called as the Kospi crashes. 1 in 30 were in leverage. They have now suspended all new leveraged ETFs. They've hiked the margin. So South Korea had no choice. Like, I guess they were worried, oh my God, we better do something before it's 1 in 10 South Koreans. Essentially, South Korea making margin calls happen by saying, okay, if you don't want to sell right, you need to pay more. Remember, that was a trick that they used to use to contain gold and silver. Oh, we're going to hike the margin requirement, so you better sell your position or write another check. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And then the other day, the Treasury Secretary, he had, what's his name? Oh, yeah, Jesse Waters. You know, the Fox guy, Jesse Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He had him, and they were like, oh, hey, look at all my nice offices, and they're, walking down the hallway, and everybody's all buddy-buddy. And the Treasury Secretary had some very interesting comments about the dollar and gold and silver. And he talked about, our currency has been backed by silver and sometimes gold, right? And I was like, kind of a weird comment, right? Because what do you mean sometimes gold? It was backed by gold for, 100 and something years, right? I mean, a long time it was backed by gold. And, of course, now, what's it backed by? Ready? The full faith and credit of the United States. Now, let me ask you, and I want you to be honest here. Be honest with yourself. How much faith do you have in our government? And why would anybody else have faith in our government? Right? It's the same. And we know it's eroding. How do I know it's eroding? Because gold is at the bottom at 4,000. That's how I know. When I started 23 years ago at Patriot, gold was 300. By the way, nobody, and I mean nobody, not J.P. Morgan, not Bank of America, not central banks, nobody believes that gold will be less in 2030 than it is today. No matter of fact, the question out there for all of these real financial institutions is, when does gold hit 10,000? That's the only question. That's the question. But speaking of gold, he wanted the world to know that all the gold is present and accounted for, and said that they have no plans to go to Kentucky. Right, by the way, Kentucky, that's where Fort Knox is, if you guys don't know. No, don't worry. It's all there. I mean, we're not going to go count it, and I'm sure not going to go look. But I'm happy to tell you that it is all present and accounted for. Now, he did say something interesting. He said that the U.S.'s gold holdings have over $1 trillion at current market value. Well, that's not true at 4,000. It's true at 5,000 plus, right? We got to be a little over 5,000 for it to be worth $1 trillion. But you can see where the Treasury Secretary is at, because we've been telling you a gold revaluation is coming. And I think it's coming. It's going to be what I will call a paper revaluation, right? And this drives some of our customers nuts. Well, that doesn't mean unless they audit it and make it right and make everything deliverable, it doesn't count. Well, it doesn't matter whether we think it counts or not. So you can get an idea of exactly where it is the Treasury thinks about what is coming next. You know, Fort Knox, by the way, Fort Knox doesn't have all the gold. 341,858 ounces is held at Fort Knox. They have some gold at West Point. I even think Denver has some gold. I'm pretty sure
they have a little bit Denver in their basement there. Yeah.
56% of all the gold is held in Fort Knox. Additional holdings are at West Point and Denver. So, and then, of course, here's an interesting one. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York. What? Right?
That's where they hold the foreign gold.
Yeah. Central Reserve Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. I wonder, so at 10,000, now they've got $2 trillion worth of gold. Yeah. We can just take $2 trillion off the national debt by a paper game. 800-951-0592. $5 Liberty gold pieces, $1,050. That puts, four of them at 4,200. Gold's 4,015. And then U.S. Silver Eagles, $1,295 today. 800-951-0592. But we were talking about the Treasury Secretary. His math isn't very good, but okay. Interesting, the last major inspection. Think about this. The last time they even really took a look, 1974. Are you kidding me? Hey, we got $1 trillion, but we're not going to look? Right? Right? We're not even going to look? Now, Steve Mnuchin, remember Steve Mnuchin? He was Trump's Treasury Secretary in his first term. He went there. He did. And they looked at it.
Sort of.
You know, sort of, right? Hey, I can look through the window. Look, oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Let me tell you what they do right now, allegedly, because I haven't.
I can tell you why they don't.
I can't even tell you that. What's that?
I can tell you why they don't audit it or look at it. There was a bankruptcy in 1933. All assets were given to the receivers of the bankruptcy, the Federal Reserve being one of those. So there would have to be some sort of government, subpoena or something, to go and look at it. But it belongs to the Fed. It's a privately owned gold stockpile. Nobody has the legal right to go audit it, Joe. That's what people don't understand. There's no audit because it's privately held gold. And the government have to come up with some legal reason to come in with a warrant and say we need to look at this gold. But what legal right does the federal government have to this private gold? Especially since the guy that you would be putting a warrant to look at it is the one that provides you with your debt money.
Right.
That's why you're never going to see anyone look at it.
Here's the audit that I know of. I haven't actually seen it done, but this is what, when pushed really hard, this is what they produce. Well, there's a seal on the door, and that seal has a code on it, right? Numbers, letters, right? Whatever. 24X37526, right? Something like that. Yep. That's the number I got written down for this door. Audit complete, right? Okay, so what, you can't just create another seal with the same number on it and put it on the door? I mean, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I want to bring up something else because I want you to understand how little they care about us, okay? Because I know you want to believe they don't care. So Donald Trump has put himself on a coin, okay? Put himself on a coin, a $1 coin with his face on it.
Legal tender?
Well, yes. Now, the Treasury Secretary, because, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that's illegal. Okay? But apparently it's not, according to the Treasury Secretary. And I want you to know, the Federal Reserve has two mandates, right? Stable dollar, full employment. That's their mandate. Well, apparently the Treasury Secretary only has two mandates. According to Scott Bessent, you know what they are? You're ready? Mandate number one. Currency has to say, "In God we trust," somewhere on it. Okay? That is mandate number one. You know what mandate number two is? There cannot be an image of a living person. That's it? That's the only mandates that the Treasury has? Are you kidding me? Right. It boggles the mind. And then he actually puts an image of a living, and not only is he living, he's actually the president on the coin. But somehow, according to the Treasury Secretary, well, it's okay because we didn't put him on the paper money. We only put it on the coinage. Okay. So, and I guess he said during the 150th anniversary, apparently they put Calvin Coolidge on a coin. So we could put living people's images on coins. So there you go. So that is the justification that apparently now coinage is different than paper money. And when it comes to coinage, apparently he's only got one mandate, which is gotta say, "In God we trust." But I just thought it was interesting. I'll be honest, it doesn't matter, whatever, right? How can the only two mandates from the Treasury Secretary when it comes to the currency be, well, it's got to say in God we trust, and you got to be dead to be on it? How could that be it?
There used to be more about 125 years ago.
Right? How could that be?
It used to be liberty was on the obverse and freedom was on the reverse. And the freedom was represented by the bald eagle, and liberty, Lady Liberty, was always on the obverse. They changed that. Teddy Roosevelt. So they slowly eroded the rules of coinage, Joe. So he's not wrong. He's just corrupt.
Yeah, there you go. How do you like them apples? 800-951-0592. Yeah. Think maybe you need some gold? Maybe some silver? Honestly, it's time. And the whole world knows it. The banking industry knows it. You know, and I know, I get it. It's hot. It's summertime. Right? I don't know. Maybe you're watching soccer. I don't know. By the way, I've watched no soccer since the United States got smashed.
I wasn't watching before that.
I know you weren't. But you know what? I had like 2 weeks of carrying, and now I don't care at all. But in any event, guys, get with it. Get in the crypto space with us. You can learn with us. We're going to help you along the way, right? Get your gold and silver on sale. Who knows? And again, they don't even, and they've admitted this, most of the gold they have, they can't even trade it. Now, the gold at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, why do I believe that gold is deliverable gold? And I only say that because, no, don't worry. There's plenty. Here, borrow it. Oh, you ran out of gold here. You can borrow some. Just, we're the Federal Reserve, so we don't have to tell anybody. Why is our gold at the Federal Reserve Bank in New York? At least West Point and Denver, the U.S. government controls. Yeah. 800-951-0592. Continue to be your own central bank. I just saw this too, by the way. Electrical companies. So it's interesting. So the electrical companies, they got to go to the states, the cities in the states, and ask for rate hikes. They're coming in 17, some places as high as 40%. They're asking for rate hikes in your power bills. And I'll just say, if you're not watching Lake Powell, you better start paying attention. That thing is getting really, really, really close to not being able to produce hydropower. So Las Vegas, you better get ready. Parts of Arizona, you better get ready. But hopefully, listen, let it rain, right? So, there you go. We'll see what happens. You know what? Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. Let's hope for a taco. Donald Trump today, yesterday said they're going to start blowing up bridges and oil infrastructure and all that stuff inside Iran. Iran responded today. I dare you. We will take out all the infrastructure in the Middle East if you do. And you know what? Here's the thing. I know they mean it, and they can actually do it. That's kind of the problem, isn't it? If we get a taco, gold's on sale today. 800-951-0592.